Ever wonder what would happen if you feed over 3,000 drops to your Tims at one time? How about what happens if you grind for hours to collect tons of rainbow drops to feed to that weird statue on the Isle of Tims? Or want to live out your heavy metal rocker dreams with a cool secret costume in the demo? And what is this floating island in the sky? We go over all these in this video, so stay tuned to find out. First up, there's a super difficult costume to grab in World 1 Act 1 that you may have missed if you didn't look closely. It's actually right near the beginning of the stage, but you'll need a few things to be able to reach it. But first, let's see what it looks like. It's called the Metal Bad Boy and turns your character's body into part guitar with pretty cool green mohawk. The description says, stand on a stage and something special might happen. When you jump with the costume, you hear power chords play and not much else unfortunately, but it does really look cool. Sadly, I don't think there are any stages to use this costume in the demo, but it's still pretty cool to get. To reach the platform with this costume, you'll need to be playing it in co-op mode. I did this myself by connecting a second controller, and when standing near the second player, it actually makes you both move together, so you can still control it with one controller. All I needed to do was push the jump button on the second controller while walking with the first, and then co-op allows you to jump a second time with the other character. So I was able to jump on the main controller and then was able to make it over. I used 2 copies of the Jumping Jack costume, and you can get them later in the same level, so it's really easy to get this costume if you want. I've also made it jumping with the Jumping Jack and the Soaring Sheep combo, but I feel like using the Jumping Jacks were easier. Through my grind to get as many rainbow drops as I needed to unlock the statue on the Isle of Tims, and that's coming up next, I naturally picked up a bunch of regular drops that I could feed to the Tims. Watch what happens when you keep feeding them. I knew that they grew larger, but once they reach their max size, you can actually throw another Tim at them to make them lay an egg. They'll shrink back down in size, but you now have another buddy to help you on your journey. It's pretty cool. You may have noticed the strange statue in the middle of the Isle of Tims. I figured it must do something since it has multicolored flowers all around it, like the ones that you feed the Tims in, and a meter underneath it. Turns out, if you complete a stage a second time, instead of unlocking the heart for that character, you get one of these rainbow drops. Cool, I think to myself, I can speed through World 1 Act 1 in just about 2 minutes, so I figured I'd be able to collect these really quickly. However, the stage doesn't reset unless you beat the boss of the world, and you don't get a drop from the boss. So you have to get the drop, beat the boss, and then repeat. The first world boss is super simple and can be beaten really fast as well, but skipping the cutscenes and going back and forth still takes a long time. Don't ask me why I did this, it was not really enjoyable, but I just really wanted to know what was going to happen when I maxed out the meter. So I did it a bunch of times.
A few moments later.
And this is what happened after 10 rainbow drops. Okay, we can see it's a multi-stage thing, so let the grinding commence.
One eternity later.
After the first 10, it took another 20 drops each time to make it transform again. This meant I had to deposit a total of 90 rainbow drops for it to transform 5 times. And then, this is what happened. Pretty underwhelming if you ask me. I'm guessing this has something to do with the final game and not just the demo. Some Tims do get hats, but I haven't seen one with a crown, so maybe I'm just missing the wrong Tim at the moment. Let me know if you ever see one with a crown. The final mystery of the demo that I'm betting a lot of people didn't notice is there's actually a flying island way up in the sky on the Isle of Tims. If you angle yourself correctly, it looks like it actually has a costume on top of it, and if we zoom way in on the picture, it actually looks like it might be Balan's white top hat. So, my theory is that once you max out the Tim Tower, we may be able to ride high enough to get to that island and get a super special Balan costume. Let me know what you think, and please let me know if you find the Tim with a crown on it. Although, maybe don't, because then I'll need to grind and try and collect Tims to get one myself and see if it does anything. Alright, that's it for now. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all things Balan Wonderworld. And as always, happy gaming.